Hey! Guess what?
Kirby.
Done. That's the opener. There you go. Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for the vlog, and it's going to be a quick one. So, first up, what am I doing with this hair? I think I'm trying to be like a gay Captain Morgan. I have no idea. Now, I said that just because he's rather dashing. No, okay. Like, look, just look it up. Google it. Jinx will put it up, whatever. Looking like Captain Morgan up in here. But not as good. Not as dashing. So why was there no vlog last week? No vlog last week because my uncle died of COVID last week. I didn't want to talk about that. I don't like doing downer episodes that much these days. We've had downers in the past, and they've been interesting and everything, but we all know COVID's a thing. We've all talked about it with people before. You know, that's just the thing. We all know about it. Some of us take it more seriously than others. I'm taking it way more seriously than I already have. I have not gotten out of this apartment in 3 months. I don't know how much more serious I can take it, but if I can take it more serious, I'm finding a way, I guess. My uncle's dead. I don't want to go too long on this. I'll go for like a minute on this. My uncle is very careful. He was at home all the time. He only left his house to go get groceries and do his job, and he stayed the hell away from people all the time. He just kept staying away from people. That's what he did. My father does the same thing, and he got it anyway. Why did he get it anyway? Because you can't control other people, and that is the frustrating thing about it. You can't control others. So his sister-in-law brought it into the house. She was visiting. She didn't care about COVID. She just wasn't safe about it at all. She went to parties and all that stuff, so she brought it into the house when she visited. It got her parents. And it also got him. Her parents are surviving this thing. He had to be taken to the ICU. And now he's dead. My father was going to hang out with my uncle. I forget if I said my uncle died. I said it at the start. Was going to hang out with my uncle the day he felt sick. And decided he's feeling sick, play it safe. They'll just not hang out. So that almost happened. That almost got my father, because the idea was they both haven't done shit for months. They haven't seen anyone else really, so they'll just hang out because they know both of them haven't done anything. Unfortunately, you can't control other people, and that could have gotten so much worse. It could have gotten so much worse. It didn't, thankfully, but still, it really sucks. Uncle's gone. My uncle is dead. The sister-in-law, well, his wife and sister-in-law, their parents are okay. It feels not fair that he was so careful and he's still gone. And I think about, this is not the topic of the day, but I think about just control, what we actually have control over, and what we don't have control over, and how it feels when we are reminded we don't have control sometimes. How he did everything he could and he still died because he can't control other people. You could argue he could control other people coming into the house, but he stayed away from them. He didn't do anything with the sister-in-law or anything, but it still got into the house because she was visiting other people in that house. You can't really say no. Unfortunately, my uncle lived in a house that, well, he paid for, but it was his wife, it was his wife's parents. Like, he was outnumbered there, and it wasn't a very fun place for him, but that's what happened to him. And he could not overrule that many people saying it's okay. So he's dead because of that. He's dead because he could not control that situation. I'm forced to think about all those times when, well, we don't have control over this and that, and how frustrating that is, and how when we do have control, we usually do catharsis, and catharsis can go very poorly. And I think, like, food is a catharsis for some people, alcoholism is a catharsis as well, drug usage is a catharsis as well. For me, food has definitely been the catharsis. I don't do drugs or alcohol because that's what killed my mother. That was her catharsis. She became an alcoholic and a drug addict to deal with her life. For me, it has been food. 1 year ago, I was at, 210, and that was because I was miserable from the pain from my car accident. Another frustrating thing was the car accident. I had no control over that. Stopped at a red light. Guy hits me, had no idea that was going to happen. How could you control that situation? The insurance company's like, why didn't you take your foot off the brake? Are you fucking kidding me? You think I saw this happening to me? Are you kidding me? Insurance companies can be really shitty. So it's like control. Like, we can't control everything that happens. And it gets really frustrating, and when we can control something, sometimes we do detrimental things, because at least we're doing something, and we can control it. Like I said, drugs and alcohol was my mother's choice, took her out. Food has been my choice, and it could kill me. I got off that route. So I was at 210 last year. I was 210 last year, eating a bunch of food to deal with the pain. I fought through the pain as best as I could this whole year of 2020, despite the virus and everything, and I'm down to 193, so that's not bad. The hope is 2021, I'm able to just keep getting it down, get down to maybe a 170 slim. I'm hoping for that, because the less weight on me, the less weight on my back, which of course is injured. I can't do that much. I'm in physical therapy, and physical therapy sucks total ass, but I'm doing it because I have to do it, and hopefully I'll get better from it. And I gotta lose weight so I have less taxing on my back. It is not fun. Physical therapy is not fun at all. Holy crap, it hurts. You gotta find another outlet. I just don't know what that outlet can be, because it just feels like, in my experience, the outlets we take and the catharsis we take are usually detrimental to ourselves. And it's not the best, but it is, even when it feels good, but it is a detriment, like a lot of times. So, not great. We'll work on that. So the topic I wanted to go over is a topic of patience, wrapped in this idea of lore. Or sharing lore. Or just lore itself. Let's go with lore itself, but sharing lore is part of it. So, take any show. Maybe you take your favorite show, or character, or concept, or whatever. Obviously for me it's Kirby. But just take whatever concept, and just say the lore of it out loud, and you'll realize how ridiculous it is. And the truth of the matter is, with almost anything, any show, any media, anything you are a big fan of, all of it sounds silly to somebody. And what I'm saying for patience here is, there are things where we hear the lore about it and we go like, ugh, that sounds awful or terrible. And sometimes it really is, but sometimes maybe it is good, we're just not that audience for it. And the patient I want to say here is, there's an audience for everything, and sometimes that's something we just need to acknowledge and not be shitty about, is what I'm really arguing for here. That's one of the things I'm arguing for. The other one is people who share lore, or share things that they want to talk about, and how we should be a little more patient with them and listen to them. And because, honestly, this is more an argument for just listening to your parents, really. The realization is, people just want to share things. This is what streaming is, just want to share something. This is what YouTube is, you just want to share something. You just want to share. And so human beings are just trying to share something, and you probably don't care, but it's not bad to just try to listen. Like, try to sound like you care, at least, I guess. Maybe lip service is enough, I don't know. But just pay some attention is what I'm arguing for here. Because people just like to share things. And you like to share things too, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't really give a crap about what you're sharing with them. So it's why, back and forth. Like, you want done to you what you want. You want done to you what you do to others, right? You do good things, you want good things done to you. So, you want people to listen to you talk about whatever lore, then you should listen to other people talk about their lore, or whatever they're interested in. That's really what I'm arguing here. Because let's just talk about how ridiculous any lore can be. Before I talk about Kirby, let's talk about something that seems mundane. Let's talk about NCIS. NCIS is a show that's been around for like 10, 15, 20 years. It's been around forever. And the lore of that show is ridiculous. Let's take the main character, Gibbs. He's been married 3 or 4 times. He's this hard-nosed character. He's I assume, Navy man or Marine, I forget at this point. And one of his wives and daughters, or just the wife, I forget, was murdered by some Mexican drug cartel guy. At some point, he goes off the deep end and snipes that guy. That's in the lore. He's just this guy who killed this person. At some point, the other characters learn that fact, and some of them do not think kindly on him because he was a murderer. So that's the lore of one character. Another character is like Denozo. His father is a con man, and he's got all this stuff where dealing with his dad was a con man. And Denozo used to be a cop, and there's all this stuff with him. Then there's another character, Ziva, who is with I'm going to say the wrong one. I'm going to say Mossad. She's with the Mossad. I hope that's the right one, because if it's the opposite one, I'm going to make somebody really mad. I'm not going to look up what the Mossad is right now. I'm not going to break this video. But she's in one of those groups. I'm going to say Mossad. Pretty sure it's Mossad. And so she does all the stuff that Mossad stuff does, but she's also working with the NCIS for investigations and things like that. And at some point, her brother shows up, who's also Mossad, but he's also kind of a wild card character and everything, and causes a bunch of trouble. And Denozo likes Ziva, at least it seems like, either romantically or like a sister, and he gets into fights with the brother, and ends up killing the brother, which does not make things great between him and her. Now, you get how silly this lore sounds, right? Like, sounds like just ridiculous. Sounds just, that's what happens when any show goes too long, is the lore of it just gets more ridiculous, more ridiculous, more ridiculous. Because these are real-life characters, it's even more ridiculous. And eventually kind of sounds soap opera. And soap operas, of course, are famous for being really ridiculous with their lore. Now, we can take a cartoon or game lore. We can take Kirby's lore. In the original game, Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's just this pink puff who shows up, who he lives in Dreamland. King Dedede steals all the food from the village, from all the kingdom, actually. And Kirby's like, I'll go deal with it, and then he's just murdering all of King Dedede's subjects and military on his way to King Dedede, and then he beats him up. He also took the stars. So he beats up King Dedede, takes the stars from King Dedede's lieutenants, or his trusted men, and then he takes the castle itself, because he kicked King Dedede out, with the help of the stars, and carries it back to the citizens of Dreamland and drops them all the food. That's the first game. That's all you got of Kirby. Kirby's just this youth that's like, I'll go save the day, and he goes and does that. Kirby's Adventure is the next game in the canon, and in that game, in this world of Dreamland, the reason why they're called Dreamland is because it's a place of dreams. Everyone has really happy dreams, and it's because of the Fountain of Dreams. The Fountain of Dreams gives everyone dreams that are really nice and pleasant. That's why people like to take naps, why people just enjoy sleeping in general. That's probably why Kirby likes to sleep all the time, is because sleeping is really, really fun and nice. One day, people just aren't having dreams anymore. They're not having anything. There's just no dreams, and they're freaking out. So Kirby's like, you know what? King Dedede's probably being a jerk. Let me go check that out. And he finds King Dedede swimming in the Fountain of Dreams. He's like, what the hell? And he finds out that King Dedede actually took the Star Rod, which is at based on the Fountain of Dreams, and he broke it apart and gave it to, Kirby's Adventure. And he broke it apart and gave it to different people that he trusts. But he doesn't explain to Kirby why he did that. So Kirby's like, oh, he's being a jerk. So Kirby beats up the Wispy Woods again. He beats up Kracko again. He beats up Meta Knight. He beats up all these characters to get the Star Rod and put it back together. And then he's going to take it to the fountain. King Dedede tries his best to stop Kirby from doing that, because he just doesn't want Kirby to put the rod on the fountain. Kirby beats up King Dedede and puts the rod on the fountain despite him begging him not to. And it opens up and reveals that Nightmare has been infecting the fountain, and King Dedede actually took the rod off so Nightmare could not give nightmares to all the Dreamlanders, making Kirby actually the jerk here. Problem is, King Dedede didn't say anything, so, King Dedede's still a jerk anyway. Nightmare goes into the sky because he's going to do some big attack or something like that, so Kirby is given the Star Rod and thrown out into space by King Dedede, and it's Kirby versus Nightmare. They have this big climactic battle in space where eventually he blows up Nightmare on the moon, and that's the reason why the moon, from this point on, in this point in the series, is a crescent always, because the moon got exploded. That's Dragon Ball like right there. Like, the moon got exploded, and so now it's a crescent from this point forward. And that lore affects other things down the line, like Dark Matter Trilogy, and Void, and there's Magalore, and all. There's a lot of lore, of course. Now, I told you two ridiculous shows, or one's a show, one's a game, how ridiculous the lore sounds, right? But some people, they eat up the lore of NCIS. Some people, they eat up the lore of Kirby. And there's bajillions of things or lores to partake in and enjoy. You can, like animes, other games. Like, for me, okay, here's one I scoff at. And that was the lore of Assassin's Creed. because Assassin's Creed is effing insane. I don't understand, but if someone wants to explain it to me, fine, I'll listen, because I'm throwing Kirby lore at people, so I'll like, all right, I'll listen to it. Although it all sounds awful to me, I'll listen to it. Assassin's Creed is just too complicated for its own good, in my opinion. Oh God, God help ye, who has to sit through someone explaining Marvel lore. And I'm talking Silver Age and Golden Age and all that stuff. God, that's got to be some complicated stuff at this point. That's why they keep having to reset. So really, my argument is just that, you know, we can be a little more patient, just listen to each other. And it's just the one of just the noticing and the noticing of really parents and children, where I feel like it's just a generational thing where kids want to share all this stuff, and nobody wants to hear a kid talk about anything. But, you know, a kid would really light up if you listened to him talk. If you just listen to him just drone on about whatever he wants to talk about. About like Puppy Squad or whatever that's called, or Bob the Builder. Bob Builder's old now. Or whatever they want to talk about. I'm sure a kid would love if you sat down and listened to them drone on. I'm wording that poorly, I know. Same thing goes for your parents. Like, my dad likes telling me about the storylines going on in college football, and my sister usually yells like, I don't care. And I'll just listen, because like, who else is he going to tell about it right now? Especially now. Who is anyone talking to about things if they're not at a bar to talk with their friends, or some other gathering to talk about sports right now? So, like, listening to parents with their sports. It's an argument for just, I guess, having a heart. I guess, I don't know. That's what I'm arguing, because I feel like we can always be a little closer and a little bit nicer and all that stuff. That is what I'm arguing here. And there you go. So, take it with you will. You can't cheese my hair. So self-conscious about this freaking hair. Jesus Christ. So, that did not make it better. I looked like I had a day. I did not have a day. It has not been that special. That is the vlog, and I need to figure out something I want to do with his hair, or just cut it. I can always cut it. I've just been growing it out of curiosity. But that's the vlog. Oh, that made it fuzzy. Oh dear. That is the vlog. I had fun talking, a bit of fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by and see you next time. Blurry. Okay, can I fix this? As we're going out, can I fix the blur? Because I need to figure this out. Hands over here? No, that didn't fix anything. Do I have to give it a focal? Okay, Kirby, focal point. Will this do it? Okay, there we go. Did that do it? It did it! Alright, Kirby's the answer, as we all know. Kirby is the answer. So, there you go. There's still been no explanation for why he has powers. Alright, so maybe he's just born with it. So that is it. That is the vlog. I had fun watching. This was Bob Bazant having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.